Hello, Jefferson County. Nice to see everybody again. It looks like you've grown and you've grown and you've grown since the last time we were together. I want to say thank you first to all of you for everything you did to make sure that we held this seat in 2010 and kept Colorado blue and kept the majority in the United States Senate. Thank you for everything that you did. And thanks for being out here today for Mark Udall, my friend, my senior senator. There are a lot of people in Washington that have petty disagreements with each other, that are always jockeying for advantage of one kind or another, that are tripping over each other to get to the cable television station at night so they can scream at somebody. And I am so lucky to serve with somebody who's the opposite of that. And we have a great team. The two of us together in the Senate. You may have noticed there's a certain level of dysfunction back there these days. We were doing such a good job that we sent everybody home except for 2 weeks between now and the election. Somebody said, doesn't that look like, isn't that a lousy appearance for the Senate? I said, yeah, I guess they decided it was better than our being there. But Mark, there was not in one day that he served in the Senate has he contributed to the nonsense that's going on back there. And for all the reasons that Cecile said and Elizabeth has said, you know, the choice here is absolutely clear. You have two candidates that are running from opposite ends of the spectrum. You've got one that's oriented to the future and one that's oriented deep in the past. And in Colorado, we're not going back there. We're going to the future. We're going to the future. And when you think about the votes that are going to be cast for Supreme Court justices, the votes that are going to be cast on the minimum wage, votes that are going to be cast on equal pay for equal work, I know who I want representing me in the United States Senate, and it is Mark Udall, not Cory Gardner. So, and I'll tell you something else. That's not because Mark's a Democrat, although I'm glad that he is. Because he and I spend a lot of time working in a bipartisan way with people on the other side of the aisle that actually are willing to work with us and to make things better and understand that our job is not to protect our job. Our job is to build something important for the next generation of Coloradans, the next generation of Americans. That's what Mark Udall is there to do. And that's why you're here today. Now, he's doing everything he can do to make sure that he holds this seat, not for himself, but for all of us. But that's important, but it's not as important as what you're going to do in the next 60 days. Jefferson County, the people sitting in this place, this is ground zero for holding this seat for Mark Udall. I know what you're thinking. I know you're thinking, we already have the hardest working congressman in the United States Congress. Why do we need to keep this Senate? Sorry, I just had to work him in somewhere. But it's every door that you knock. It's every phone call that you make. It's every neighbor that you get out of bed between now and 60 days from now. Mark will tell you it's closer than that because the mail ballots. And I want to thank all of you in advance for everything that you're doing, because here's what you're up against. You're up against the biggest expenditure of outside money this state has ever seen. The Koch brothers are now saying that they're doing GOTV. I don't know what it's like to get out of bed to go knock doors for the Koch brothers. But I know what it's like to get up and knock doors for somebody I believe in. That's all of you, and that's our great senior senator, Mark Udall. Thank you for everything that you're doing, Mark.